what's going on, man? It is your boy, baby, JOECARROLLFITT, and I'm back at it again with another one, all right? Today, man, we got the unsolved case of JonBenét Ramsey, okay? If you're not hip, man, like all of us, we have to find out right now, okay, man? Make sure you go check out the Unsolved Mysteries. Oh, wait, actually, I think I fucked that up. Make sure you go check out the Fellas Mysteries, okay? ASAP, man. The boys are about to hit 100K. We got to get on that plaque, all right? Make sure you go subscribe ASAP, man. I love you guys so much, man. Let's get into the video.
About that one, Chief.
No problem. Where you been?
It's all right. Just finishing my paper round.
You working 2 jobs?
Yeah, things are tight these days. The missus wants an engagement ring, so.
Oh, Gertrude, she makes a good curry though.
She does, yeah.
The curry's this era.
Food has existed for a long time. Curry might not be on the menu, but I tell you what is an unsolved murder mystery.
That is absolutely correct, Callum.
All right, Chip, talk to me.
We have got.
Oh, it's crazy that I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch too much of the Fellas, like the actual podcast, you know. I already have like way too many podcasts that I dive into. Like it would take way too much of my time to dive into that one. But these two are hilarious together, so I can only imagine how good that podcast was.
The murder of a 6-year-old girl called JonBenét Ramsey. Family of 4. We have a
6
mother,
years old.
an
God
actual
damn.
former beauty queen known as Miss West Virginia.
Okay.
Oh,
Father.
all right, Chad. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. West Virginia, it's a lot of weird shit that happens in West Virginia. Okay, I'm talking about cousin fuckers, sheep fuckers, a lot of shit. Okay, so anything could have happened to this little girl.
John Ramsey, and then a 9-year-old brother.
Okay.
Look at that little. Look how weird he looks
now.
Yes.
This is a big case. This has been covered a few times.
Yep.
But it's actually one of my favorite ones. So I'm actually quite looking forward to going to this.
Well, I think once we're done here, the case might be solved.
Oh, well, I absolutely hope
We
so.
had a 100% solve rate. Right?
Yeah, of course. Right, let's set the scene. We're in Colorado. It's 1996. You would have been 2 years old. Out in Boulder.
Yeah. Great place, by the way.
Sounds
I
a
went
lot
to
like
Boulder
Wales.
once.
No cap.
I didn't do this.
I hope not, because you would have been 2.
Well, look, if I did do this, then we've solved the case, and it's another 100% record for the fellas. Let's run you guys through the story and the timeline of what happened and the murder of JonBenét.
Come on, give me hit, baby.
So the worst bit is, it's actually all kicked off on Christmas, 25th of December. On Christmas Day, they've gone around to their family friends, the Whites. They've gone over for a party. They've returned home about 9 p.m. The father's taken JonBenét Ramsey to bed.
Okay.
Everything seems normal, right?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the end of Christmas Day. Bang. Boxing Day. It hits the fan.
So at 5:52 in the morning,
Yep.
Patsy, the mother, comes down the stairs and finds a ransom note.
Okay.
Right. As soon as she finds this ransom note, now this ransom
That's
note
a very
is
odd time.
Really interesting. We'll get into that once we've gone through the timeline.
Yes.
Right? But she calls the police. JonBenét is missing. She's been kidnapped.
Yeah.
It's a kidnap.
Wait.
Got this ransom note.
Wait, we gotta set the mood. Oh. Sorry, I got cold. Oh, okay, let's go.
So, what do we do?
Help us out. So at 5:54, Patsy then decides to call round the family from the night before.
The
they
White
had
family.
On Christmas Day, the White family.
Okay.
Which
is weird.
It's a little bit weird. I don't know why you would call them straight after calling the police.
Maybe
but
she was just panicking and wanted someone around ASAP to confirm.
That's true. So 5:59, the police turn up. Only 7 minutes later. That's pretty rapid.
That is fast. Fast response time.
Anyways, they go ahead and they do their first sweep of the gaff, the house.
Usual protocol.
And then at 8 a.m.,
Okay.
a couple hours later, the first detective arrives on the scene.
They have 3 hours for this bitch to get there.
Yeah, because at this point, around 10, they start to notice that the dad, John Ramsey, is now missing.
Suspicious.
Just for a couple hours, he just disappeared.
Maybe he went B&Q.
So
What is
then
that?
around 1 p.m.
Chat, what is
the
B and
dad,
Q?
John
Chat,
Ramsey,
chat, what is B and Q?
appears, of course.
Back from B&Q.
At this point, the detective decides, right, let's do a sweep of the house. Usually, you'd think it would be just the police that would do this, but for whatever reason, the detective has decided
Hardware
to
store,
include
okay.
the family on this search. Now, the weird thing is, John Ramsey goes straight to the basement. That's the first place he goes.
Oh.
Shock, he finds JonBenét's body down there.
And doesn't he say that she's found her before he's turned on the basement light?
But what's even weirder about it is the fact that she was found with a white sheet over her. So how did he know that, well, one, that she was underneath the white sheet, and two, the lights weren't on. He also, the first thing he does is then goes and moves the body, picks her up and takes her upstairs.
Oh, he
out of
did
the
it!
basement. Now, I'm sorry, but if this is your reaction, this is your first, of the time that you've seen your dead daughter, obviously shock, horror, whatever it is, but why would you instantly go and mess with the crime scene? I mean, she was found.
Nah.
with
That's cap, chat, that's cap. That's a parent. If you see your child laying there, you're gonna immediately rush to them. I wouldn't question, I don't question that at all. I don't question him picking her up, but I do question the fact that he knew it was her, like all that shit. That's weird. That sounds hella weird.
Found her like wrist, but it was over the clothes, which is a little bit weird because it's a lot easier to get out of things if it's over the clothes. And then there was also some duct tape as well. And then not only that, but then the detective also moves the body as well. Is that not just, why are you lot moving the body? Leave the body.
Sounds like a bit of incompetence.
Let's go into some of the details because there's a bunch of stuff in this story that just, one, is really weird. Two, just really suspicious of quite a few people actually, and there's just incompetence everywhere.
Yes, now first thing we have is the phone call that Patsy makes on Boxing Day at 5:52 a.m. She connects to a dispatcher by the name of Kim Archuleta.
Okay.
She tells her about the ransom
Okay,
note
so Kim.
and the kidnapping.
Police. What's on 515th Street? What's going on there, ma'am? We have a kidnapping. Hurry, please.
She then thinks she hangs up the phone, but she actually hasn't. There's actually about 6 seconds of, inaudible audio. Kim thinks she can hear out maybe 2 or 3 other people in the background.
Right, okay, so that could potentially be either the dad,
What?
John Ramsey,
Yep.
or, remember, there's the fourth person, which is the brother. Burke.
Yes, it could be him. It could be either
Right.
of those. It could be both of them. Kim does stand by the fact that there was a change in tone of her voice when she thought she'd hung up.
Well, Patsy's tone
Patsy's
of voice changed.
tone of voice
Right,
changed,
right.
okay? Which,
It's a bit sus. Like,
Bit sus, right?
You're putting on an act,
Yep.
you think you've hung up, and it's like, oh, yo, so actually, like,
not only that, Kim was actually never interviewed by the police and also put on a gag order by the judge.
So wait.
Wait.
Dispatch. The Kim,
dispatcher,
the lady on the other end of the phone,
Yep.
first of all, was never interviewed by the police, despite the
Never.
fact that she's come out and said that it was actually a really sus phone call. Because usually people stay on the phone for the entire time until the police arrive.
And that is actually one of the other points. She didn't stay on the phone.
Yeah.
She actually just decided to hang up
And that's
on
rare.
the dispatcher. And that is, that's quite rare to happen.
See, that's so weird.
It's like
And then Kim is essentially
This is
being
Pip in
told,
his prime.
"You
It's
can't
like
say
he
anything
literally,
about this."
I mean, it's like
Which
she
is
literally
weird.
just was like, all you have to do is make the call. Somebody make the call.
In
And then they made the call, hung up
there
real
was a
fast.
CBS documentary that actually went over the final 6 seconds and enhanced the audio. Try and figure out
Of
what
that
was
phone
said.
call.
Hello, I'm Patsy Ramsey. Daddy's not here, but this is JonBenét. She's 4, Burke is 7.
First of all, we had a woman's voice, which was
What?
suspected to be Patsy saying either "What did you do?" or "Help me, Jesus."
Patsy?
It wasn't that clear, and it's easy to like make a mistake or just assume that certain things were said. But the "Help me, Jesus" appears to be like the best.
That could
case.
possibly have
Yeah.
been said, in that situation. Another voice, a male voice, which was actually suspected to be the dad, John Ramsey, and it says, "We are not speaking to you."
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure if they are saying, because they think they've hung up the phone here, so who are they exactly speaking to?
They're fucking kidnapped, dog.
Oh, wow. I think I hear a man say, "We're not speaking to you."
And then the third voice is suspected to be the brother.
Right.
And
Burke.
Yes, Burke, which is...
So they got
he said,
audio
"What did you find?"
The
engineers.
weird thing about
What?
this, though, is that Patsy had said that Burke was asleep during this time
During
originally.
everything, yes. So why would he be there?
So, well, he's supposed to be asleep, and supposedly he wasn't woken up until the whole thing was sort of like done and dusted, right?
Yeah.
Until everything was finished. The ransom note.
Yes.
This bit is arguably the most valuable piece of evidence in this whole case.
So juicy.
It is, yeah, it is very juicy. There's a lot of stuff to unpack here. Patsy,
You ready for this,
as we
Pat?
know, at
You
about
ready for this?
5:52 in the morning, she comes down. That's when she makes the phone call to the police.
Yeah.
But she also saw this ransom note.
Okay.
Now, this ransom note is very long, so we're going to spare the viewers of reading out the whole thing, but we will just pick out a few of the most important parts of it. One thing that was asked for in this note was $118,000.
Very
Damn.
specific.
It is very specific. They wanted the first $100,000 in $100 bills.
Yeah.
And then they wanted the other $18,000 in $20 bills. What's also weird about the number 118,000 is it's also very similar to the amount of money that the dad, John Ramsey,
Yeah.
was given as a bonus at the end of the year.
What, like a little Christmas bonus?
Yeah, you know, at the end of every year, a lot of workplaces will give out bonuses to their employees.
They
Now,
gave
I-
this nigga $118,000.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. If you're getting 118 grand as a bonus,
You got
I
money.
imagine you got some bread.
Yeah, you got something.
You're doing pretty well. So the family was a wealthy family,
Yeah.
millionaires. You know the lot.
Well,
right?
when you're entering your kid into beauty,
How you doing, baby?
you got money, man.
Yeah, you got some bread.
Yeah.
Another thing that was actually said on this ransom note was that they were going to call them at between 8 and 10 the next day.
Okay.
But also, they said that I hope you're really rested because this is going to be really exhausting. Something along those lines.
That is such a strange thing.
Why would you say that to someone? Why would you say like, oh, this is going to be exhausting, so make sure you're rested? That was pretty much what they said, right? Like, it's just really like creepy. Any deviation of my instructions will result in the immediate execution of your daughter.
Okay.
You will also be denied her remains for proper burial. The two gentlemen watching over your daughter do not particularly like you, so I advise you not to provoke them.
Huh. Two gentlemen, huh?
Another part is they go on to say, speaking to anyone about your situation, such as the police, FBI, etc., will result in your daughter being beheaded.
Whoa.
If we catch you talking to a stray
ideal.
dog, she dies. If you alert bank authorities, she dies.
Yeah.
First of all, it was a long ransom note.
Yeah.
They did some analysis on it, and it said that it would take just over 21 minutes to write this thing out.
Which is mental, you know. And wasn't that just actually writing the note? They
Yeah.
actually also have to think about the note, what they want to say, and that, you know.
Right? Not only that, but there was also found next to it 2 practice attempts at writing the note.
Okay.
Okay.
And that was right in the Ramsey's house
Yes, it was done actually on Patsy's notepad
with her pen.
with her pen.
So that means that somebody had to be sitting there with her
Another
pen
obvious
for
point that I
40
think we have
minutes
to
writing a
mention.
ransom note?
Okay. So, this
Like, that
ransom
don't even
note
make sense,
is about
Pat.
a kidnapping.
Yes.
Right? So what kidnapper would write a ransom note when in reality the body's just in the basement the whole time? That makes
like,
no
if you think
sense.
of it like that, they've left the body in the basement, they've come upstairs, they've just grabbed, you know, the mother's pen and pad,
Pen and pad.
And-
Spent ages doing this, by the
practiced one note,
way. Nah,
dog that, another one, yeah,
messed it
rubbish.
up.
And then gone 21 minutes on the final one,
And written it all out.
all while, you know, the kid is downstairs,
Dead.
dead.
Would you not have written out it at home, written out the ransom note at home, and wear your own gaff, right? And then come with it in your pocket or something, killed the child,
Yep.
and then just placed it somewhere obvious, the kitchen countertop, wherever.
That's what I'm thinking.
Instead of going there and going, actually, hold on, I should probably write a ransom note.
You wouldn't write it in the house
On
and
the
you're
spot.
kidnapping the girl from.
Freestyled it.
Yeah, they freestyled it. Literally did. SBTV.
that CBS documentary, a fella named Stan Burke, right, said that 76% of that ransom note was completely unnecessary.
This here, if you alert bank authorities, she dies, you told us early on, follow your instructions or she'll be beheaded, executed, beheaded. So why do you have to keep telling this over and over again? 76% of this is extraneous. Really?
76%.
It's not necessary. To me, they're trying to sell this now.
So most ransom notes, they're very short, direct, to the point. Not only that,
So it's
but
like,
they
that's
reckon
someone
that
that's literally-
ransom note could have been written in like 4.
It's like they're literally trying to basically prove how this is a fake story. Like that's what the cops are saying. Like all the evidence is pointing to that this has something to do with either the dad or the mom or both of them trying to like get rid of their daughter or something, or doing something to get rid of their daughter. But what I'm not understanding is it almost seems as if everything is like too perfect. Like someone orchestrated all of this against them. You know what I mean? I don't know. Why isn't it playing? What the fuck?
4 or 5 lines, but they've just gone on and on and on. Also, one of the hardest things to do with a ransom note is actually figure out how old and really give like a profile of the person, but they do reckon that the person was aged 30 plus.
Okay.
They also did say that a lot of the wording and phrases in the ransom note came across very like maternalistic as well. Not only that, but the pen and paper were actually put back where they were afterwards. So,
which is what a mother would do.
It is. I just have a lot of questions around this ransom note.
Not looking good for Patsy right now.
It is really not looking great. So the ransom note, that's as weird enough as it is,
Yes.
right? But obviously this is the Fellas Mystery Channel and things only get weirder over here.
Let's go, baby. What's going on? Oh shit! Chat the body.
Now,
what they do to
when
that little
they
girl?
found JonBenét dead. They found.
Hey Muhammad, thanks for following, baby. I love you.
Okay.
And they just assumed that it was asphyxiation, which is essentially being strangled, right? Because of the rope. Now, she also had a rope around her wrist, like we mentioned right at the beginning of this, that was over her clothes. But it turns out all this rope was almost like it was just for show. They managed to find the murder weapon.
Yes.
Right? Now tell them about the murder weapon, because
Okay,
this is
so-
interesting.
Instead of the strangulation, which you already spoke about, they actually believe that she died from a blow to the head. Now, the blow to the head was strong enough to, crack the skull, but not tear the skin. So there was actually no DNA found on the murder weapon, which I do believe to be a torch. Now, to prove the flashlight was the murder weapon, the doctor actually brought in a young boy to conduct a demonstration of
Reenact it?
Reenact it to show what a torch would do to a 6-year-old girl's skull, and it perfectly matched up. The exact same, exact
A
size
young
crack.
boy as well. I mean,
Yeah.
look, the brother is there.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
We spoke about the phone call as well.
Oh, I didn't see. Okay. So now it's almost like there's a whole nother thing coming off. I wasn't really getting this at first, but now it's like they're saying that the brother could have did it and the parents are just covering it up on some shit.
And why would they lie about the brother being asleep if he was on that phone call? Again, it's interesting that it really was a young boy that did the demonstration, and it matched it perfectly.
Yeah, like
so
similar,
it does raise
similar
some eyebrows.
strength.
Huh?
Yeah.
You're probably thinking, where is the DNA? You've got a girl that has had her head smashed in by a flashlight, or so they believe it was by a flashlight. Now, there was no DNA on that for the reasons that you had mentioned earlier, but there was actually unmatched DNA found in JonBenét's underwear, but they simply couldn't match it to anyone. So
Now, what is that? Is that a sign of the times, or
What?
I don't know. It's inconclusive. There's not much to go off of it, but ultimately it didn't lead to anything.
What the fuck?
Let's talk theories, Chip. Let's try and figure out what happened here, okay? So there's 2 main theories.
Yes.
We've got the intruder theory,
Okay.
which roughly, it is what it says on the tin. They reckon someone came in somehow and did the job, wrote the ransom note, left, right? But then the other theory is called the family theory, and that one is, again, suspecting the family did the job.
Now, the intruder theory is all based around on somebody, staking them out, watching them, and figuring out like when they'll be asleep, when they'll be dormant, when's an opportunity to break in.
Yeah.
Once they've broken in, obviously the plan was to take JonBenét Ramsey, maybe kill her, put her in the basement.
Yeah.
Then go upstairs, write the ransom note with the pen and the pad.
Yeah.
And then leave.
One of the big things about it was actually a window that led down into the basement, right? And this window had actually been broken 2 years earlier by JonBenét, the father. No, sorry, John Ramsey, the father. But there were cobwebs in this window that were still there when the police went round. So if you're squeezing through, this window.
And this is a small window.
This is a small window. Okay, so first of all, it can't be a big person to fit through this window.
We're talking, we need to be like
small
crimes.
Yeah, like yours, you know.
PC crimes fit through that window.
Yeah, exactly. To find those still intact, either the intruder got really lucky, I suppose.
This sounds like some family
to
shit.
Dodge the cobwebs.
He didn't break in.
Words that sound like spoilers, but
I don't know. We're
Thanks,
here at
Craig.
the Fellas Mysteries. We're not a big fan of the intruder
I'm not
theory.
a big fan of the intruder theory. I'll be honest.
The family theory.
Yes.
Shit.
This
This
is a
one,
big
I like this theory.
I like this too.
I like this theory. But you guys at home, you decide what you think about this.
This
theory.
is my
Now,
theory right
it's
here,
got
Chad. This is what I'm thinking.
Yes.
the brother.
Yes.
Now he's been popping up a little bit here and there.
A little bit
so far.
suspicious.
A little bit suspicious, but this is where it gets suspicious. Okay, so we need to talk about the pineapple. All right, these people, they don't know about the
Oh
pineapple.
no, you guys are about to learn about the pineapple.
Okay, so the pineapple was found in JonBenét's system, but it wasn't digested.
Okay.
And the reason why that's important is because the parents said that they put her to bed at 9:20. Okay, and by then the pineapple would have been digested. So she had to have eaten the pineapple later than 9:20. Okay, and now there's the possibility that she got up in the middle of the night and ate the pineapple.
Yeah.
But the other theory is that the brother Burke was eating pineapple, and pineapple and milk is actually JonBenét's favorite thing to eat, and that was confirmed by the parents, right? So she's seen that the brother was having some pineapple in a bowl.
Is that a thing?
A bit of pineapple. Okay.
Thief.
Pineapple
Don't
in
nick,
milk?
Don't nick the pineapple
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
the bowl, right? And then Burke has gone and hit his sister over the head with the torch, unintentionally killed his own sister.
Or maybe intentionally.
It wasn't enough to break the skin.
Bro, that
but it
sounds
was enough
disgusting.
To break the skull.
Which makes it sound like it's an accident because like there was no DNA on the murder weapon because of that reason.
Yeah.
Probably hit her on the back of the head, maybe the sweet spot. You know.
Didn't realize it. He was only 9 at the time.
Yes.
And at this point, it is full panic mode for the family.
Yeah.
They have instantly gone into cover-up mode because ultimately,
Now they've just lost their daughter.
Yeah.
You know, and right now possibly the son is going to be put away even if he's 9.
Yeah.
He's going down. The mother, she's rushed upstairs.
He's going
she's
down.
Panicked. She's gone. She's grabbed her pen and her pad.
yeah,
She starts writing out one. She
Scraps
feels
it.
she don't like it. She scraps it, and it's all adding up because she's got time, right?
she does.
Because she's in her own house.
Not only that, but Patsy was actually wearing the exact same clothes as she was the night before. So she hasn't even had any time to think about, oh, I need to get changed. This is a whole new day. I need to be in a dressing gown, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's been havoc.
It's been havoc. So she's been up all night trying to sort this out. They've staged the body down there, made it look like the rope was on it, but that was never really the cause of death.
And in the end, it's all come down to a bit of pineapple.
This theory is actually what the CBS, they concluded that this was the most likely scenario.
It seems that way if you think about it logically.
It makes so much sense.
The family seem more suspicious right now. And it gets even weirder because a white family came out with a 14-page open letter saying that the family were actually not being cooperative in the case at all. Said that they were hiding behind lawyers as well.
So they accused
Their own friends. have
their own
accused them.
friends, because they were literally the night before, on Christmas evening, they were having dinner with them. Imagine a 14-page letter saying, stop hiding.
So it sounds like the whites were just as suspicious of the family as we are.
We already know the stuff that we mentioned earlier, like, the police
So it's the
allowed
family, bro.
for the parents to sweep the house.
Yep.
There was fingerprints of police officers touching the note. They should have been using gloves to do this, right?
Yes.
Not to contaminate loads of things.
Absolutely.
You had the parent pick up the child and move them. There's so many red flags here, and it's just that, like, what is going on? Like, surely this is like basic procedure when it comes to a crime scene.
Yeah, it
and
sounds
it's just
very poorly handled.
now the first 24 to 36 hours in an investigation like this is absolutely key, and they should have interviewed the parents.
Yes.
But the parents' first interview was actually with CNN, right? 2 weeks after.
If I were a resident of Boulder, I would tell my friends to keep your baby close to you. There's someone out there.
The first interview. For
Bro, that
the
was fake as
parents was
hell.
2 weeks later.
God.
Yeah, with
Hey, that was hella fake, bro. I definitely cannot see that.
And it's not even it's not even a police.
it's not believable. The first police interview, Chip, came 4 months after it happened.
4 months.
How does that even happen? With stuff like that, there has to be something there that makes you think,
Stop the cap.
what sort of influence did the family have on the police? Like, you know, we're talking about a wealthy man.
The actual co-lead investigator of the entire case, Steve Thomas, resigned and left a condemning letter saying that the Ramseys had intimidated the district attorney's office. He was completely convinced that the letter was written by Patsy.
Right.
It was her pad, her fingerprints, and the handwriting was analyzed by experts, and it was very similar to Patsy's. Now, he said
was
that
her!
would normally be enough to implicate someone, but
Yeah.
for some reason, the DA's office didn't.
And there must have been something going on here because Steve Thomas, the guy that resigned, he was absolutely livid when he found out that police reports had been given to the parents before their very first police interview, which was 4 months after.
Why? Why?
Not only that, let's not forget the gag order on
The dispatcher.
the dispatcher
Yeah.
Lynn Kim. She was given a gag order, and it's just there like, bro, what is going on?
Dodgy business, that's what. Okay, so I'm gonna have to refer to the case file here 'cause it's got quite a bit of information.
Please do, Chip. We got to be accurate with this stuff.
Okay, so on the 13th of October 1999, the district attorney, Alex Hunter, who was actually apprehensive to begin with to bring in the grand jury.
So he didn't even want a grand jury to begin with.
Not at
Okay.
all. He made the public believe the grand jury had been inconclusive, even to those on the inside of the investigation.
Right. Okay. So he's come out and said the jury don't think that the Ramseys have done it.
Yes.
Right.
He lied. On September 15th, 1998, the grand jury decided to indict the Ramseys.
Okay. So the grand jury actually decided, let's indict the Ramseys. They thought, look, the Ramseys have done this. All signs are pointing towards the Ramseys.
Yes.
And then the district attorney came out and said, nah, they said it was actually inconclusive.
Yes.
And just lied.
I remember earlier when we mentioned that the Ramseys might have had an influence on the DA's office.
Yeah, Steve Thomas
Now
said
it's
that.
looking like they did.
Wow, that is...
That's some bit of juicy news.
That
right
is
there.
very, very
I tell
juicy.
You,
It's the
case
parents,
files
bro.
Always bring serious
And-
business.
And that was because in October 25th in 2013, obviously back
Stop
then
the
all the
cap.
documents were sealed,
Yes.
right? But on that particular date, it's when they were revealed and they could read into them, and that is when that they realized, hold on, the DA said that it was inconclusive, but the jury actually said that they wanted to indict the Ramseys.
And that is 14 years later.
Mate,
Wow.
that is insane. Let's quickly go over just a couple of the other suspects as well. We got Gary Oliver as
Okay,
well,
tell me
a
about it.
32-year-old from Colorado.
Yep.
Right, and now this bloke was actually found to have had a cutout from a magazine of JonBenét, because obviously she did those beauty pageants. So it was this weird cutout on the back. And anyways, he ended up getting taken in. In fact, he's actually still in jail right now on other sexual charges. So this guy was just
Bit of a weirdo.
weird Donnie,
What
but
the fuck?
they don't reckon he was the one that killed JonBenét.
Okay, so
Yeah,
another
'cause they just
suspect,
came in there and
we've
just
got
put her in the
John
basement and left.
Mark. So in 2006,
Like, that doesn't even make sense.
former school teacher, he just confessed out of the blue to, you know, the strangling or the killing of JonBenét Ramsey.
So wait, he said it was a strangling, right? And ultimately, she didn't die from strangling.
Yes.
So that obviously puts him in a bit of like a.
Well, his confession was a bunch of diary entries, a series of them, in which he said that strangling JonBenét was a love game that went wrong.
This sounds just like some twisted fantasy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, he's
That's a
looked
fucking
into the
child,
case and then
bro.
he's
What
just
the
been
fuck
some
is wrong with
twisted
people?
guy. That's what I think. What do you
Well,
think?
no, that's exactly what it came down to in the end. They thought it was just he was a pedophile looking for a bit of fame, and they actually couldn't verify if he was in Bangkok or Boulder. So in the end, he was just written out. It wasn't him.
Next up,
Yeah.
Linda Hoffman.
Okay. Wait. So a woman suspects.
Yes,
right?
a woman suspect. You're probably wondering, who is Linda Hoffman? Why is she a suspect?
Yes.
So Linda Hoffman was the housekeeper of the family. She actually had a spare pair of keys as well, which really would lend itself to the intruder theory, because
Yeah,
if it
Nah,
wasn't
crazy,
through the
I'll add it.
window, could they have come through the door,
Straight through the front door. Unlock that. Come right in.
But Linda actually testified in court for like 8 hours against Patsy, and claimed that Patsy had loads of different like personalities and behaviors, and she was just really weird. Not only that, but she claimed that she used to argue with JonBenét all the time. But ultimately, the evidence just wasn't good enough, and they said it wasn't her. So
Oh, actually,
wasn't Linda.
Yeah, because it's gonna be like another hour or so before I can get on there, and then by then I think everybody won't be able to try it. Yeah, crazy. Go ahead and add it, bro. That's fine.
You smashed it, Linda.
Well, I guess so. Anyway, there's this bloke called Bill Reynolds, right? And he dressed up as Santa.
Yeah.
And Patsy had like a gathering of some of the people in the neighborhood. And about a week before the murder, obviously it was around Christmas time, so hence why there's a Santa there.
Yeah.
They claimed that he was given a little bit too much attention to JonBenét. But the rumors of that just sort of shut down real quick, because they just said, look, he's just a friendly old guy. Imagine dragging like Santa's name through the mud.
This man, like he was
what?
just trying to give presents to kids. Like,
how is he on a suspects list here?
Hey,
Like,
old niggas
poor
is creepy,
Santa.
bro. No cap.
I know, man.
Santa's
I don't know if
name
y'all know it,
just
but
tarnished.
old niggas are weird.
someone's
So
getting cold for Christmas.
So someone is
Someone's
definitely getting cold.
cold. So there we have it. You know, no one has been arrested for this case. Patsy actually died of ovarian cancer in 2006.
Right.
Burke is a software engineer, and John has remarried.
So there you go. That is the latest update on it. Not only that, right, but Burke has actually been on an interview since. He went on a Dr. Phil and did an interview. Feel free to go and watch that, guys. It was kind of weird and a bit sus. We won't go too much into it, but you can search for it and you can find it. But there we go. That is the JonBenét unsolved case.
Yep, episode 2.
Lovely. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a fantastic day, and we will catch you guys on the next case. In a bit.
definitely.
Bye.
God, man, these dudes. I love how they're putting them together, man. I love how like one person's like kind of taking command, you know, and the other person's kind of just like going along with things. I don't know. I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. I love their dynamic together, bro. It's fucking elite. Make sure if you haven't already, supported the homies, man. You go over there, you support the Fellows podcast ASAP, man. My bad. You support the Fellows Mysteries ASAP, all right? I love you guys so much, man. Big peace.